Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dhari. Suranandana Brajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Sodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vana Chari Yamunati Jamuna Tiravana Chari Yamunati Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravana Charina Jamuna Tiravana Charina Jamuna Tiravana Charina Jamuna Tiravana Charina Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parijakacharya Asatosada Shishiman. His Divine Grace, the A.C. Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Kota Vaishnava ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prem Sikha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Samakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavanam ki jai. Shri Maya Pranavidam ki jai. Gangamaya ki jai. Jamunamaya ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Go Premanandi. All glories to some devotees. All glories to some devotees. All glories to some devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, text number 43. Maitreya Vacha Iti Pachetobir Abhistobu Hari Pritas Tateti Aha Saranya Vatsala Anichatam Yanam Atripta Chakshusam Yayau Sva Dhamana Pavarga Virya Maitreya Vacha Iti Pacheto Bhir Abhistobu Hari Pritastate Yaha Saranya Vatsalaha Anichatam Yanam Atripta Chakshusam Yayasvadhamha Napavarga Viryaha. Maitreya Vacha Iti Pacheto Bhir Abhisto Tu Hari. Let me try that again. Iti Pacheto Bhir Abhisto To Hari. Pritas Tate Yaha Saranya Vatsalaha Anichitang Yanam Atripta Chaksusam Yayasvadhamhana Pavarga Viryaha. Maitreya Vacha Iti Pacheto Bhir Abhistuto Hari Pritas Tate Yaha Saranya Vatsalaha Anichatam Yanam Atripta Chaksusam Yayasvadhamhana Pavarga Viryaha. Anichatayanam Atripta Chaksusam Yasudhaman Pavargavirya Matriuvacha Abhistatovari Vitastate Yaha Saranya Vatsalaha Anichatam Yanam Tripta Chakshusam Yasudhaman Pavargavirya Maitreya Vacha. Maitreya said, Iti, thus, Pachetobi, by the Pachetas, Abhistuta, being praised, Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prita, being pleased, Tata, so, Iti, thus, Aha, said, Saranya, to the surrendered souls, Vatsalaha, affectionate, Anichatam, not desiring, Yanam, his departure, Atripta, not satisfied, Chakshusam, their eyes, Yayao, he left, Swadhama, to his own abode, Anapavargavirya, whose prowess is never defeated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of surrendered souls, being thus addressed by the Pachetas and worshipped by them, replied, May whatever you have prayed for be fulfilled. After saying this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose prowess is never defeated, left. The Pachetas were unwilling to be separated from him because they had not seen him to their full satisfaction. Purport. The word Anapavarga Virya is significant in this verse. The word Ana means without, Pavarga means the materialistic way of life, and Virya means a prowess. The prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead always contains 6 basic opulences, one of which is renunciation. Although the Pachetas desired to see the Lord to their full satisfaction, the Lord left. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, this is an exhibition of his kindness to innumerable living entities, or other devotees. Although he was being attracted by the Pachetas, he left. This is an example of his renunciation. His renunciation was also exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he stayed with Advaita Prabhu after taking sannyas. All the devotees were there wanted him to stay a few days longer, but Lord Chaitanya left without hesitation. The conclusion is that although the Supreme Lord has unlimited kindness for his devotees, he is not attached to anyone. He is equally kind to his innumerable devotees all over the creation. Om Jnanatimadandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksham Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukram Kotabata Lang Pangan Lang Haite Gurim Nekripata Raham Bande Shikurum Dinataranam Vancha Kalpatubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This verse begins with saying how Krishna is the protector of surrendered souls. And there's many examples of Krishna protecting his devotees. The most prominent probably would be Prahlad Maharaj. Soon we're going to experience the appearance day of Lord Nrsingadev next Tuesday, I think. So there'll be the glories of Lord Nrsingadev, who appeared to protect his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was such an extraordinary devotee. A child, 5 years old, so Krishna conscious. He's the example of one who was best at remembering Krishna, smaranam. There's Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu. There's different ways to serve Krishna, so there's different devotees who are best at these different types of services. So Prahlad Maharaj is the best at remembering Krishna. And not only was he expert at remembering Krishna, he was a good preacher. He would go to school and he would preach to his fellow students, and they would become devotees. And these are sons of demons. I mean, this really caused a ruckus, in the demoniac community there. They were going to school to learn how to be demons, and they were coming out devotees. It's like in India, devotees do a lot of preaching. Radhanath Swami's disciples, they do a lot of preaching there, and they go there to learn some particular field, and they come out and they're devotees. So sometimes the parents would complain to the staff of this university. Hey, I sent my son there to learn this, and they became a Hare Krishna. So they had to kind of ease down on the preaching, because they were getting complaints. So many devotees they made at universities. It's amazing. Even top IIT, is it IIT? Yeah, Indian Institute for Technology. Big, this big university. It's like Harvard here, and they were making so many devotees there. So this is the mercy of the devotees. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was extremely Krishna conscious, and this really irritated Hiranyakasipu, because he was the biggest demon. He was such a big demon. He had all the demigods serving him. He had conquered the universe. Even Narada Muni was a servant. It's astonishing. I guess it's just a pastime. But yeah, very big demon, just unconquerable. But he couldn't kill. He tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Couldn't kill him. He's like, it was just astonishing. I mean, that's pretty astonishing there, that a father could try so hard to kill his own son. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I mean, of course, now in society, anybody have any idea how many abortions there are every year on the planet? About 70 million. And one doctor in India, he told me 7 million of those are India. Who could imagine that the land of Dharma, probably more abortions there. I think China might have them beat. But next to China, Kali Yuga, full on. It's terrible. So here, Hiranyakasipu, he's trying to kill Prahlad Maharaj, but Krishna's protecting him all the way through. Tried to throw him off a cliff, Krishna would catch him. Even tried to burn him in oil. Prahlad Pakora, wanted to make a pakora out of Prahlad. Such a demon. Such a rascal. And then they were trying to chindi bindi, what is it? trying to spear him. Couldn't kill him. Tried to get him an elephant to stomp on him. Couldn't kill him. Krishna protects his devotees. And contemporary pastimes also. Lord Nrsimha, he protects his devotees, and doesn't matter, what time you're in. It's like there's one devotee, Banabhatta, he was distributing books somewhere in South America. You know Banabhatta? Somewhere in South America, he was distributing books, and he was some remote place, and two guys came to him. guns to rob him. And he was thinking, these guys look so degraded that even if I give them my money, they'll probably harm me. So he just decided to take shelter of Lord Shingadev. And Banabhati, he has a very loud voice, extremely loud voice, like Rajendranathana Prabhu. Loud voice. It's good. So he started chanting, Nam, he closed his eyes. Namaste Narasingaya. Just the whole mantra. Loud. And he opened his eyes. Didn't see him. Looked down. They're paying respects to him. Yeah. And they said, por favor, disculpa-me. Please forgive me. We didn't know you were a saintly person. You know, in South America, even the thieves are kind of pious, you know. You know, the people are pious, they're God conscious, South America. Yeah? So he said, it's okay, but you should not do this anymore. This is not good. God is not pleased by this activity you're doing, and He'll punish you for this. You should not do this. And they had changed so much that he gave them an invitation card to the temple. I don't know if they actually visited the temple, but yeah. So Krishna protects his devotee, and Srila Prabhupada even he would pray for protection from Maya. What to speak of ourselves? You know, we should really pray for protection from Maya. Maya is so powerful, and we're Kali Yugites. Yeah, this is a huge challenge. When I read the Bhagavad Gita, it was so nice, and I just appreciated it so much. And then I met the devotees, and went to the temple, met the devotees. So nice, everything, the prasadam, everything's so nice. But I didn't realize I was entering into such a great challenge. It's not easy. It's a great challenge. Of course, it's still nice, even though we've faced this major challenge, you know, to become Krishna conscious. Still, it's nice. It's a nice process. But yeah, it's a great challenge. And even if we don't make it, neha bikramanasosti prativayanavidya svapmi siddharma trayate matovya. Because it says in this endeavor there's no loss or diminution. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So whatever level of Krishna consciousness we reach in this lifetime, we keep that. That's in our eternal bank account. So even if we don't make it, next life we start from where we left off. So Krishna appreciates whatever we do, and we continue on in our journey. But the best thing is to take this process really seriously, this lifetime, and go back home. Yeah. It's a dangerous place. Yeah. Material world. Param yad vipadam natesham. Very dangerous place. So yeah, we should take this very seriously. I was looking to say, Prabhupada would quite often say this, serious and sincere. Very similar words. Sincere means genuine. No ulterior motive, just to please Krishna. And serious means thoughtful. Like Prabhupada, he told Yamuna that when you're reading my books, you should feel what you're reading. I mean, generally when you're reading a book, you just read the book. Prabhupada said you feel what you're reading. Try to really understand what you're reading. Yeah. These books are so powerful, so purifying. And if we sincerely read them, then we'll come to at least some understanding of Krishna. We can't understand Krishna fully. Just like this amazing pastime of Krishna when he was running from that demon. He's known as Ranchor because he was running from a particular demon. What was his name? Kaliyavana. Kaliyavana. So he was Kaliyavana. He was a Muchi. He was a Muchi demon. So Krishna didn't even want to touch him. He was kind of Malecha. He just didn't even want to touch him. Didn't want to touch him even to the extent of beating him. So he ran short. He ran from him. But where did he run? He ran to a cave. And he thought that Krishna was afraid of him. So he went in there and he saw somebody laying down. He thought Krishna was sleeping. He went in there. So he gave him a kick. Come on, let's fight. He kicked the wrong person. Muchikunda. And Muchikunda, he was fighting for the demigods for so long, and he got a benediction from them. He was a powerful kshatriya. What do you want? I just want to sleep. And if anybody wakes me up, I just want to burn him to ashes. He was tired, So when he saw this, Kaliyavana burnt him to ashes. But then he saw Krishna. It was so beautiful. He was so enamored by the beauty of Krishna. He said, "Who are you?" And Krishna said, "Well, the Anantashesh has been trying to explain who I am for a long time. He hasn't come to an extent. He's got thousands of hoods. You can't understand. Nobody can understand who I am." Krishna was telling him. So then of course, Muchikundi was a great devotee. So he got the blessings of Krishna to get his darshan. So here we're hearing how the Pachetas, they're lamenting because they're not able to get the darshan as long as they wanted. They weren't satisfied. They wanted to they were drinking in the nectar of the vision of Krishna. So beautiful. You can't imagine how beautiful Krishna is. So attractive. Inconceivably attractive. It's like people, they put on jewels to make themselves look more attractive. Earrings and nose rings and all kinds. Now they put jewelry everywhere on their cheeks and on their, it's like unbelievable. On their forehead, in between their noses. Trying to look more attractive, I guess. But Krishna is so attractive that he makes the jewelry look more attractive. Nothing can make Krishna look more attractive except for Radharani. He's so attractive, so beautiful, can't imagine. So they were not satisfied. They wanted to see him more and more and more and more. So this is one of the opulences. Beauty of Krishna and renunciation. Now, why did Krishna even appear to them? He was so attracted to their devotion. It's like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, don't try to see God, but act in such a way that God wants to see you. So the Pachetas were like that. They were so devoted to Krishna. They were cooperating so nicely, in their service to Krishna, that he appeared. And Prabhupada, this is the one thing that Prabhupada said. See, he said, please cooperate with one another in your service to Krishna. Your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate with one another. So that was shown there. And Vishnu saw that, that cooperation, and he appeared. And they were so attracted. Oh, we're so fortunate. The Supreme Lord has appeared before us. And then he left. They weren't satisfied. So Krishna, although they were so devoted, Krishna, he's renounced. He's so renounced, inconceivably renounced, that in the dead of night he blew his flute and the gopis came. How many of them? Thousands of them. The most beautiful women on the planet, or in the universe probably. So attractive, can't imagine. And what does he tell them? Oh, gopis, what are you doing? This is late at night. It's dangerous. Got wild animals here. You should go home. Go home. There's your parents, and your husbands and your relatives are all going to be in anxiety. Go home. And they're like, Krishna, you can't, don't say this, And they're lamenting. They're moving this. That they're moving their toes on the dirt, and we got their head down. They're lamenting. Krishna, please don't say this. No, don't do this to us. So we announced. And they said, all right, let's dance. And then the rasa dance. But then he left during the rasa dance. He left with Radharani. And they're lamenting, oh no, Krishna, he's left us. And they're looking for Krishna. And then Radharani, he says to Krishna, Krishna, take me wherever you want. He said, all right, get on my shoulders. And then he disappeared. He renounced Radharani. I mean, that's really renounced, because amongst all the gopis, she's the most beautiful, the most attractive. So Krishna is the epitome of renunciation, because she had become a little proud, transcendentally. And Krishna, he left with me. He left all the other gopis and he left with me. So Krishna, he deflated that pride, and she became humbled. And now they're all looking for Krishna. And then Krishna wanted to play a little trick on him. He manifested as Vishnu. And the gopis come and they pay respects. Namaskar, namaste, Lord Vishnu. We offer our respects to you. Please, have you seen Krishna anywhere around here? I mean, so many Lebanese wanted to see Vishnu. But the gopis they appreciate, they offered respects to Lord Vishnu, but have you seen Krishna? Yeah, that way. So they went to continue looking for Krishna. So attractive. Jiva Goswami, he says in the purport here, he says that this is an exhibition of his kindness to innumerable other devotees. So when Krishna leaves his devotees, it's his kindness, because their love for him increases. Was it Vipralamba? Yeah. Their love for Krishna increases. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So one may have some experience with Krishna. Just like on book distribution also, sometimes you have some nice experiences, so many people taking books, and it's so ecstatic, and you're having nice exchanges and preaching. It's just nectar. And then Krishna takes it away. And then lamenting, oh, I became proud. See, this happens sometimes. Conditioned souls become proud, and Krishna takes it away. And then you realize, oh. And then what verse comes to mind? Tatte na kampang susamik samano bunjana ivat kritam vipakam ridvag porviv ridham namaste jiveta yomukti pade sadoyabak. In a purport, or actually not a purport, in the Nectar Devotion, Prabhupada says this verse is the guide for all devotees. He never said that about any other verse. This is Lord Brahma. He's lamenting because he offended Krishna. He says, always seeking your compassion, thus tolerating all difficulties as being due to his own past activities, and always serving you with his mind, body, and words, such a devotee inherits the kingdom of God. So difficulties are welcomed by devotees. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, my greatest happiness is the difficulty I undergo in your service. It's inconceivable. Because that increases the devotion, the difficulty. It's like Queen Kunti, she prayed for same mood. Give me difficulty. Please. Give me difficulty. Give me calamity. Because when calamity comes, when difficulty comes, I take shelter of you. So Krishna's leaving them. This is a difficulty. It's a big problem. So their devotion for Krishna increases. So this is welcomed by a devotee. Difficulty. It's a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It's a blessing in disguise. Very much welcome. Yeah. Just like today is the appearance of Sita Devi, the consort of Lord Ramachandra. So much difficulty. So much difficulty. She got married to Lord Ram, and then shortly after, he's ready to leave her. She's ready to leave her and go off to the forest. So how many years? How many? 14 years. I mean, sheesh. Jeez, I mean, that's a calamity. She said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm your wife. You can't. I have to go with you. But you're a princess. You've only lived in palaces. Your feet have only touched marble and soft velvet and all these nice things. Imagine Sita Thakurani. He said, okay, let's go. But it's interesting how she appeared. Wasn't it Dasarath he was plowing? Was it Dasarath? Huh? Janak, I'm sorry. Janak was plowing, and he came to this container or something, and within it was Sita. So beautiful, so beautiful. I said, "Oh, this is my great fortune. I have this wonderful, very unusual way to appear." Huh? She's the daughter of Bhumi Devi. So she's growing up there in the palace, and somehow Janak has this bow of Lord Shiva. Somehow he got this. I'm sure the whole pastime how he got this bow. But little Sita, she's playing on the ground with the ball, and the ball goes, under the bow, and she lifts it up like it's nothing. And it's a huge bow. Like 100 kshatriyas can't pick it up. And she just picks it up like it's nothing. And Janak Maharaj sees that. And he makes the vow that only the person who can lift this bow will marry my daughter. Nobody could lift it. Then the time came for her marriage, and no one could lift it. Until Lord Ram came. Not only did he lift it, he strung it and broke it in half. And it was so loud, it was uproarious. Shattered the hearts of everyone. But Sita was very pleased. She was very calm. Oh, here's my husband. Yeah. The Ramayana, it's amazing. The Ramayana and the Mahabharata, these are the most famous texts of India. So many wonderful pastimes. There is an instance where Ravana, he heard of the beauty of Sita, and he wanted her. And he disguised himself as a sannyasi. And Marichi, right? He disguised himself as a golden deer. And Sita was attracted to this beautiful deer. Ram, look at this beautiful deer, please. Capture this, it'll be my pet. Capture this deer. And both Ram and Lakshmi can understand this is a trick. No, it's okay. Please, Ram, catch this deer. So he went looking, trying to capture. And then he caught up to the deer. And then Marichi had this, he was a mystic. Yeah. So he called out as though he was used like the voice of Ram. Lakshman, Lakshman, come help. And Sita said, Lakshman, go help him. That wasn't Ram. This is a trick. Oh, you want to enjoy with me. This is why. You want to be alone with me. This is like torture to his ears. He was so devoted to Sita that he never saw above her feet. And when they were trying when the monkey soldiers were trying to find her, what does she look like? I don't know. Didn't know what she looked like. Only saw her feet. So much devotion for Sita and Ram. And he was there to protect them. He never slept. So devoted. So he thought, all right, I can't hear this. So he left to apparently help Ram. And when he got there, sure enough, it wasn't a problem. And they got back, she's gone. Sita's gone. Ravana had taken. So, yeah, it's a whole amazing pastime of Sita. Of course, then finally, they were able to retrieve Sita, destroyed the city of Lanka, killed Ravana, and she again went back with Ram. Now today is also the appearance day of Janava, who is the consort of Lord Nityananda. Now after Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya left, she was the Acharya, the most prominent Vaishnavi on the planet. Many disciples. Very, very great personality. Of course, goddess of fortune. So, and today there's not much information actually about Madhu Pandit. He was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit, and I'm sure he's a great Vaishnava. You know any information about Gopinath? He worshipped Gopinath. Yeah. So this is the again about Krishna. These opulences of Krishna. He was very renounced, very beautiful. It's very strong. It's very powerful. Just like this planet. Can't imagine how many tons this planet weighs. Probably millions of tons. It's heavy. And by the strength of Krishna, it floats around like a cotton swab. And how many planets are there? This is a small universe. There's the unlimited planets in this universe. And by the strength, he's known as Satya Sankalpa, that whatever he wants, it happens. This is how powerful Krishna is. So this planet is very heavy, and just by his desire, it's floating around. All these planets. The sun, oh my God, imagine how heavy that is. How much bigger is the sun than this planet? Like 1,400 times bigger? Huh?
400.
Yeah, much bigger. Huge. And much bigger planets than this besides that. It's all just floating around by the desire of Krishna. Very powerful. He's so powerful, but still sometimes the cowherd boys, they defeat him in wrestling. And Mother Yasoda binds him. So beauty, wealth, is so wealthy, he owns everything. What does he not own? Just like there's one guru that was able to produce gold, a little gold, by his magic trick. But Krishna, he produces gold mines by his desire. He owns everything. Sometimes people think they own something. But when they leave, what did they take with them? They take with them their desires, their sinful reactions that they're to suffer for. Like Bill Gates, was Steve Jobs. He left some time ago, some years ago. Multi-billionaire. Couldn't take anything with him though. 1 minute he's a billionaire, next minute, nothing. And who knows what his karma is? Who knows? So nothing is ours. Everything belongs to Krishna. We borrow some things that we use in the service of Krishna, but everything belongs to Krishna. Yeah. And therefore everything is meant to be utilized in his service. This is proper utilization. Anything that can be utilized in the service of Krishna should be utilized in the service, and only for his pleasure, not for our pleasure. Just like here now in our ISKCON society, we have some opulence. But if we use that opulence for our sense gratification, then Krishna's not pleased. He's not pleased. And he knows our intention, whatever it is. Just like Radhanath Swami was saying that, like in Mayapur, during the Mayapur festival previously, it'd be so uproarious, the Mangal Arti. And if someone was outside, it'd sound like one voice. So nice. Yeah. But everybody's an individual, and Krishna knows everybody's intention. Now some people in the kirtan may be just not even chanting. Just thinking of something, they shouldn't be thinking of. And some people may have their hands up, looking devotional, but just to make a show of devotion. So Krishna knows everybody's intention. And some devotees are sincerely chanting the names of Krishna, begging for mercy. So everybody has different mentalities, and Krishna knows each and every one of their intention. Why are they there? What are they doing? What's the purpose of their being there? It's interesting. So he's in the heart, and he knows each of our intention. It's like someone may be giving class to glorify Krishna, and someone may be giving class just to get some name, get some fame, get some recognition. The same thing with book distribution. Yeah. It's like there were so many big book distributors. Huge. But then they would stop distributing. Why? Book distribution, it's an ecstatic activity. What happened? There was some other intention there. So we have to be introspective. What is my intention in what I'm doing? Is it to please Krishna? Or is it to get some recognition? Pratishta. Now I think Raghunath Das Goswami compares Pratishta to hog stool. Terrible. It's the most obnoxious thing on the planet, probably. Because what do hogs eat? At least in India, they eat stool. So it's like the worst substance on the planet. So he compares this pratishta, this name, fame, recognition, hog stool, terrible. But this is one of the most subtle desires, name, fame, adoration, subtle sex, right? Subtle sex. So this is something that we have to pray to Krishna to become free of and protected. Just like here, Krishna, he protects his devotee. So we want to be protected from Krishna's illusory energy also. So beauty, wealth, strength, fame. Krishna's very famous, right? Everybody's heard of God. Very famous. Krishna also, even Krishna is very famous. Quite often I ask people when I'm distributing books, you heard of Krishna? Oh yeah. Practically without exception. Yeah, very seldom do I find someone that's never heard of Krishna. Yeah. This is the contribution by Srila Prabhupada. I mean, I never heard of Krishna before getting a Bhagavad Gita. Did you ever hear of Krishna before you got a book? Anybody here? Yeah. Never heard of Krishna. Now we're here devoting ourselves to Krishna. This is Prabhupada's great contribution. Even now in Russia, China, people are hearing the glories of Krishna. So beauty, wealth, strength, fame, renunciation, and knowledge. Krishna is so knowledgeable. He knows everything. Kaving pranam manusasataram anor anyangsa nusmraya sarvasya dataram achinti rupam adityavarnam tamasa parashtat. Krishna says, this is how you should think of me. He who knows everything. This is Krishna. He knows everything, absolutely everything. Nothing that he doesn't know. Extremely intelligent. Kaving Pranam, he's the oldest person, but he is Navayovanam. Very attractive. Kaving Pranam, he's the controller. He controls everything. Kaving Pranam Manusasana Anur, he's smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam. And he's maintaining everyone. You know, we get so many nice things, vegetables and fruits, and so many nice things, right? Krishna's given all this to us. And he has unlimited forms. Adityavarnam tamasat parastat. Adityavarnam means that he's effulgent, very effulgent. It's like when devotees see Krishna, they say, please, I think it's the nectar of, or the Isopanchad, please remove this glaring effulgence, I could see your form. You know, this is the origin of the Brahmajyoti and the sun as well. So all this is coming from Krishna, from the effulgence of Krishna. And tamasa parashtat, he is never overcome by the modes of nature, but they are controlled by Krishna. Krishna is never in ignorance. Wouldn't it be nice to be free of the modes of nature, ignorance, passion, and goodness? Wouldn't it be nice? That'd be ecstatic. So we're in this journey of becoming attracted to Krishna and free of these modes of nature. So, thank you very much. Is there any question?
I have a question.
You're welcome for your question.
Can I go now?
You can go now.
Vijaya Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your indispensable class. And my question is related to the verse you chose for today, 4:30:43. And there's a quote in the translation, if I may. Quote, the great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of surrendered souls, being thus addressed by the Prachetas and worshipped by them, replied, quote, may whatever you have prayed for be fulfilled, end quote. Prabhu, as a brief introduction to my question, I need to bring to you the following Bhagavad Gita as it is verse, and I quote from the 18th chapter, text 69. By the way, text 68. This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. And text 68, yes, this was text 67, And now text 68. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. And now the verse I really want to give to you. Text 69. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. End quote. So, Prabhu, my question is related to the process of book distribution and the protection that Lord Krishna gives to the preacher, to the book distributor. Because here I think the Prachetas are saying, the sage Maitreya is saying, my dear Vidura, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of surrendered souls. And my understanding is that the book distributor, the preacher, is the one who surrenders the most to Lord Krishna. So even in accordance with your own experience as a book distributor, what kind of protection is given to the book distributor, to the most surrendered soul, if I may say so?
Well, sometimes book distributors are surrendered and sometimes they aren't. So Krishna protects those who are surrendered. Sometimes book distributors go out, a man may go out and engage a Mataji and become attracted to her and end up marrying her. And then he understands he made a blunder and ends up divorced, and believe it or not, this happens. So, or sometimes Sankirtan devotees are out distributing books, and it's not to glorify Krishna, but it's to get some, again, names, fame. So a book distributor that's surrendered is he who is going out to glorify Krishna and to help the conditioned souls. If we have some ulterior motive, then that's not sincere. He wants something else. He doesn't want to serve Krishna. So Krishna, he doesn't give that protection. If we don't want the protection, he won't give the protection. Yeah. Just like in that area that you're speaking, Krishna says, "Iti sadasakam nama kalika nasanasana nata paratorapaya sarvedesha drisate." He says to Arjuna, "Now I've explained to you knowledge which is even more confidential. Now you deliberate on this fully and do as you like." So we always have this free will. So Krishna told Arjuna, you have free will. You can either fight or not fight. And we have free will. We can go out and distribute books for his glorification, or we can go out to get some name and fame, some adoration. But the protection is there for the surrendered soul. So that's not surrendered. We have to go out surrendered and pray to Krishna that we can actually surrender to him. Otherwise, we're losing the protection of Krishna.
Vijaya Prabhu, if I may, are you saying, in accordance with your answer to my question, that if we go for book distribution with an ulterior motive, is it, and if that happens, is it that Lord Krishna will make arrangements in such a way that this book distributor will be stopped?
Will be what? Stopped?
Will give up book distribution?
Well, it's not ultimately Krishna's in control of everything, but he's having this ulterior desire, so he's pretty much giving up the proper mood of book distribution, and eventually he just gives it up. As we've seen, so many thousands of book distributors have given up book distribution. Of course, many of them are doing other services, but it's to stay on book distribution is a very rare opulence itself.
Yes, and Prabhu, this opulence, a very rare opulence, it is the sign that Krishna is protecting the devotee because the devotee is doing pure service?
Because, well, it may be pure or not pure, but he wants to engage in pure service of book distribution. He wants that sincerely. It may not be pure yet. It's not easy to be pure. But he wants that sincerely. So Krishna, he helps him. He protects.
Thank you very much for your wonderful answer to my question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Obrigado. Até logo.
De nada. Até logo também.
Prabhu, I have a question. First, in this verse, the Lord says that whatever they wished for will be fulfilled. But the Prachetas, they wish to see the Lord. So, will it eventually be fulfilled, or how does?
Good question. Right here, he said, hey, wait a second. You said you're going to fulfill my desires, but you're leaving. Don't leave. Interesting. Maybe in the future they'll get, because they're pure devotees, so they'll get his darshan again. Maybe not right then, because he also has his free will. He doesn't have to do anything. Even though he's saying, I'll fulfill your desire, but then he's leaving. But in the future, they'll get darshan again.
Also, one more question is, like, we usually don't pray for opulences, right, Prabhu, from Krishna. So it's not even proper to pray for like renunciation as like from Krishna, because we understand everything belongs to Krishna. So
the renunciation we should pray for is renunciation of our material desires, our contamination. Yeah, so many things. Prabhupada had so many, things that were being utilized in the service of Krishna. Huge temples and so many vehicles and so many, and people thought, you're supposed to be an ascetic society. What is all this opulence you have? Yeah. So no, this is proper renunciation, to utilize things that can be utilized in the service of Krishna for his service. And one person asked this in Mayapur. They had the big temple there, and he asked, well, why do you have all this opulence here? And Prabhupada said, if I didn't have this big temple here, you wouldn't even come and see me. He said, yeah, okay, good point. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki